Let's talk about adhesive, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things adhesive can be. Let's talk about adhesive, baby. Hi, my name's Carrie Mason. Thank you and welcome to First Class Creativity. If you've ever had a problem trying to figure out the best adhesive for your paper projects, this is the place to be. And we're going to go over the different types of adhesive and the best use for them, whether it be scrapbooking, making 3D projects, or even, handmade cards, things like that. If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you here. And make sure before you go that you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. So are you excited? Because I'm excited to get started. Let's go. Hello and welcome to our first glue that we're going to highlight. The first glue that we're going to talk about is the Tombow Liquid. This is truly a crafter's dream glue. It has a strong bond, it dries clear, it has a high tack, and it goes a long way. This bottle will last you a long time depending on the project. It doesn't adhere right away, so it allows for repositioning. And we recommend a small amount of dots to control the output of the glue. It adheres many things. It's about 27 milliliters or 0.9 ounces. It has a fine tip here, and then it has a broad tip here. So this would be great for like scrapbooking because this is acid free. It can be used in scrapbooks as well. It's easy to use. Too much, those are the bad or the limitation part, and it's sticky on your fingers. It's not really suitable under ribbon. And so when you're using, one thing that I found is it can get sticky outside of your glue. If you don't use it right away, you're going to have to pull it off like I did to get it open. Sometimes you have to squeeze it really hard to get it out. So if you have arthritis or something like that, it might be a little more painful for you to use this glue. So here's the fine tip here. And then you can go ahead and use little embellishments to put on them. I'm going to use the handy dandy Stampin' Up! Pick 'em Up tool. And it dries clear. So after it dries, you won't even see the glue underneath it. The items that work best with this glue is glitter, cardstock, vellum, acetate boxes, like a 3D projects, detailed die cuts like this. You can, put a thin thing of glue on the image that comes out of this. It looks kind of like this. You can put the Tombow glue underneath there. Glitter, metal elements, and sequins. We do not recommend ribbon for this particular glue here. This ends the best projects for the Tombow glue. Just remember, if it doesn't come out, you do want to just kind of take this off. And if it gets clogged, you can go ahead and stick one of these thingy-majiggers in it to open it up, and then just make sure that you clean that off. Of course, with all sharp surfaces, please use care. All right, so that is Tombow glue. Next up, Snail Adhesive. Okay, Snail Adhesive. This is the Speedy McGreedy of Snail Adhesives. The Snail Adhesive is a little deceiving because this is very fast to use. It's double-sided and permanent adhesive. It applies a controlled amount of adhesive directly to the project. Your hands and work area never gets sticky, and it's easy to apply and refill. Here's the refill here. You pop it out. When this is done, this will all be gone, and then you just take this out, push it in, just like so, and you're good to go. You just want to take that piece out here, when you're putting it here. This is also acid-free, great for scrapbooking. Now the bad or the limitations are it's really only good for paper to paper. It's medium to low tack. It doesn't work extremely well in high humidity, so if you live in a humid state, it might not be the best option for you. The things that you can use this with confidence is cardstock. The following mediums are just okay to use with snail adhesive, such as vellum, acetate boxes, 3D projects, but use caution because they can come apart. It doesn't hold overly well, so you'd want to like reinforce it with like Tombow glue. Detailed die cuts, glitter, and ribbon. Now obviously if you use snail adhesive on the project like this, you're going to have to use an adhesive remover because it's going to come up through all these holes right there. So that's why it's just okay to use with it. We don't recommend the snail adhesive for boxes, 3D projects, sequins, or metal elements. So this really is perfect for card making and scrapbooking. Oh, and to show you how it works, just like this. And then you put a piece of paper on top of it, and it holds it down, and it's permanent. So here's a couple tips. When you put something down, if you want it to stick really well, especially if it's humid, you want to kind of push it down with your finger or use a bone folder to burnish it, and it is pretty permanent. Coming up next is tear and tape adhesive. Tear and tape adhesive is by far my favorite. This is something that I use all the time in my crafting. This is my go-to, honestly, favorite. So this is what it looks like when it's out of the bag. And this is the best thing. This is the good or the best features. It tears easily, so there's no scissors needed. And you don't have to get the scissors gummy. The backing peels off easily. I like to use the bottom of my pick 'em up tool, kind of pull it up like that. It has thin width for versatility, and it works well with any medium, including ribbon. It works even well for things like this burlap. You just put it down like so, and it's down. Look at how beautiful that is. And then you just peel that up and put it down on your project, and you can't see it through, and it's wonderful. The bad or the limitations is once it's down on paper, it's down. It's not coming up. You can see, I'm trying to, like, it's down, it's not coming up. You can use this with confidence with cardstock, vellum, acetate boxes, 3D projects, because it's nice and strong. It's okay to use on metal elements, detailed die cuts, and glitter. Again, if you use it on a project like this, you're going to have a similar issue like with the snail adhesive where it kind of comes up like that. And then it's not really good to use for sequins. There's no reason you would use sequins down on that. It kind of defeats the purpose. I mean, you could, but it doesn't really make sense to use adhesive and to use this adhesive with sequins. So it doesn't really work well. We have one more for today's video, and that is Stampin' Dimensionals. There are 3 types of Stampin' Dimensionals. We have the original double-sided adhesive foam. These dots add depth and dimension to a project, just like I used it here on this project. You can see the dimensionals are here, and it gives it dimension on your project. It has an instant bond to your project, so it doesn't come up very easily. It has a medium tack, and it's low profile, so the layers aren't unstable by being too high. It's hexagonal, as you can see, for the best value for your money. It can also be cut in half or in quarters. And don't forget, you can also use the sides here when you're almost done with it. You can also use the sides when you run it low. The limitations is you can see this under a dark cardstock. If you're going to use the dark cardstock, you can see it in between the layers. The following craft mediums can be used with confidence: cardstock, vellum, acetate, metal elements, and ribbon. It's okay to use with 3D projects and detailed die cuts, but I recommend you only use them with like layers on top of a box, not necessarily for the assembly of the box. You don't want to use this for glitter or sequins. There's 300 dots in these too when you purchase them. Then you have the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. These two are acid-free. These are acid-free as well. It does have an instant bond. It has 720 pieces. They're about 1/4 inch in diameter. They're great for smaller pieces of paper and our embellishments. You don't have to gum up your paper cutting these in half. And it works really well with like little things like this heart here. It would go under that heart perfectly. So just lift it like this, put it on the back of a heart, and it's perfect for your project. It also allows extra rooms for layers and thickness, such as ribbons, medium tack. It's low profile, so layers aren't unstable by being too high. And again, it's hexagonal for the best value of money. It can show under black or dark colored cardstock or layer, so that's a limitation or a bad. You can use this again with the cardstock, vellum, acetate, metal elements, and ribbon. You can also use it for 3D boxes, detailed die cuts, and sequins if the dimensional can go underneath it without being seen. Don't recommend it as much. No glitter or sequins on this one either. And then we added this new one, which is so cool, and I love this. These are the black Stampin' Dimensionals combo pack. And so these have the small and the large hexagons. What's really cool about these is that you're not going to see this in between two sheets of black paper. So that's a big bonus. So when you go ahead to do a layer, you can take this. Here's a little tip. You put your nail down on it and it lifts up the sides, so it's easy to adhere. And you put this next one on top, and you can't see it. You can't even tell that there's a dimensional under that. Way, way cool. Again, it's good for the cardstock vellum. Well, it's good for cardstock. I don't know that I would use it under vellum unless you want to see the black underneath it. It's good for acetate, metal elements, and ribbon. Again, the same thing as the others. Don't use it for glitter or sequins. Other than that, it's perfect for almost any project. So I guess you could even use it under something like this, like with a little black one underneath, you know, if you didn't want it to show with the black cardstock. Let's see how that looks. So I'm putting a little black one on the back of that heart. You know, you're not going to see the dimensional against that black paper, so that's pretty cool. I like that. So that is video 1 on how to pick the best adhesive for your paper crafting projects. Again, thank you for joining me today for how to pick the right adhesive for your paper crafting projects. Please also check us out on Facebook at First Class Creativity, on Twitter at First Class Create, Instagram first_class_creativity, and you can also catch our podcasts as well. Just go to www.firstclasscreativity.com. If you have any questions about this video, let me know. If you have a question as to what adhesive would work best with your project, leave a comment down below and I'm happy to address any questions. Have a wonderful day and thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Have a creative day.